Hey, what's up, y'all? Stopped to check out some hail damage in this corn. Happened last night. Let's take a look. So, April planted corn. We got the tassels out, and pollination's in full swing. As you can see, the leaves took a beating last night with the hail. I don't see a significant amount of tassel damage to really affect pollination. I think it'll go ahead and get pollinated. But all the leaves above this ear leaf are what create the energy to make grain and feed the grain. And all the leaves below nourish the stock. So this isn't a total loss. I mean, corn's pretty resilient. It'll figure out how to move resources around and finish grain. It'll go ahead and make corn. It'll finish it, but I would anticipate a yield reduction in this field, in this area where the hail damage is this significant, simply because we've taken so much green matter and so much leaf tissue out of production that would be, photosynthesizing and using energy to make grain. So I would expect test weight in this hail damage to be lower, kernel depth to be less, and the end of the day, overall yield to be lower. Not a total loss, just a reduction in yield, because we've certainly, or Mother Nature certainly reduced the capacity of this plant to make grain by taking so much green leaf tissue out of production. So we've jumped across the street into a soybean field. It's a little different story. You can see how much of the soybean leaves are mashed into the mud from the hailstorm. And soybeans aren't nearly as good as reallocating resources. So this trifoliate provides all the energy to this node that needs blooms to produce beans. And so if you damage or completely remove, like these trifoliates have been completely mowed off by hail, that's the energy supply for these nodes to create beans. So you can take, like this node, you see the leaves, the trifoliates are completely gone, so these blooms won't form. And it completely take this node out of production. Here's another petiole where the trifoliate leaves are gone, so these blooms are out of production, and that's a significant yield loss. Now we still have the trifoliate on the top, and we still have the growing point. As long as this growing point didn't take a direct hit, that it'll keep growing and adding nodes, and it'll recover and get bigger and produce beans. But as you can see, there's 4 to 5 nodes per plant that won't be producing soybeans for this fall. And that's going to be a significant yield hit, especially this late in the season. You got to wonder just how many more nodes these soybeans can add, how much more new growth there will be, and if it can replace those 5 nodes. So they'll certainly hit.